Anyways, next would be Wally. He says, guys, thanks for doing these hump day hangouts. You're welcome. He says, I'm dealing with some very low competition niches resulting in much lower fees that can be charged. What BattlePlan items would be considered essential and what items can be eliminated or pushed off to later months in order to work with the shoestring budgets, but still get results for clients? Thanks. Well, there's a couple of answers I would provide to you. Now, like the setup, the entity assets, I wouldn't skimp on that at all. Okay. And if you're dealing with low competition stuff, it's very likely that if you just set up all your entity assets the way that we teach, like the SEO shield items, essentially, and you've got, solid on page if you're using a self-hosted site, or even if you're just using Google site as your money site, which you can certainly do. Again, I mentioned this at the beginning, guys. I'm going to be doing 2 projects coming up in metropolitan areas. Neither one of them am I going to have a self-hosted site. One of them's, they're both going to have G sites. One of them will also have a GMB. So you can use a G site as a money site. Okay. So I would recommend setting up all your entity assets the way that we teach. And then if you've got that done correctly, then it's likely you're going to be, especially low competition, it's likely you're already going to rank, right? You might need to do a couple of link building gigs or a few press releases in order to kind of light everything up, right? In order to get it to rank and to stick. But I've seen that time and again with low competition stuff, that once the entity assets are set up and maybe a link building gig or 2 or a handful of press releases, and boom, it ranks. And then, as we've proven, most of the time you can leave that shit alone, and especially low competition, and it won't budge for a long, long time. So I wouldn't recommend skimping on any of that. If you have a shoestring budget and you're not looking to purchase done for you services, then the only other option would be to learn how to set them up on your own, which we have training for that. But then that's a lot of manual work. But it just depends. You either have time or money, right? So either more time or more money, a little bit of money and more time, or a little bit of time and more money, right? So you can decide on how you want to work that out. But I would recommend, if anything, make sure all the setup, so your entity assets are done correctly. You associate all of them correctly the way that we teach, or have us do it for you at MGYB, and then hand a couple of press releases or link building gig or 2, see where it results at, like where it ends up settling. And then from there, you can, with low competition stuff, you may not need to do as consistent link building as consistently as what we do for higher competition stuff. Any comments there, guys?
No. It's SEO shield. The SEO power shield will take care of most of what ails. Local GMB Pro, because this seems to be local GMB Pro in here, and doing those posts the right way.
Yep.
Someone said, well, I've been doing a lot of posts and I can't get the same results that you do. It was like one of the comments that I get from the image that I shared, one of the comments that I got. And dude, you could do 1,000 posts, and that doesn't mean that Google is going to pay attention to them. How did you do those posts? Did you go through the training so that you know what to do with those posts, that you know what to focus on, so you know how to hook them together, how they go together? Did you take care of all that? Because when you do, I can guarantee that it starts to just snowball, because it's power on power on power. And if you've done it right, then the power builds on itself, and you don't lose the power. You're actually pushing power back in constantly, and that's what we're looking to do. So all of that, it depends on how you do everything and whether you set it up correctly, which goes back to what I said in the beginning of all this. It's how you do it. It's not just doing it for the sake of doing it. On a shoestring budget, again, set up that SEO power shield for your client, concentrate on the entity, do it better than anybody else's. If it's low comp, that should be enough.
Yeah, I totally agree. And what's interesting is, if it is local, I've noticed this recently. I would show it to you guys, but it's a project that I'm only sharing in the mastermind right now, but it'll be coming in. It's something I've just witnessed in the last couple of weeks, is doing GMB posts and targeting, which is what, we teach in a local GMB Pro. And so my blogger, for example, that manages GMB posts, she's got a list of the target keywords that we want to promote. And so she just goes down and, like, let's say she's doing 3 GMB posts per week. So each GMB post that she schedules to be published, she'll just grab another one of those keywords and work it into the top sentence of text within the GMB post. And what I've found recently in some of the lower competition areas for tree service stuff is that the GMB website is ranking for these longer tail keywords that are in the lower competition areas, even though it's not the GMB post that's ranking, it's the GMB website, because the GMB post is on the website. And you know how Google will display the meta description based upon whatever the search term is. It'll find content on the page that is relevant to the search query, and it will show that as the meta description, if that makes sense. So I've noticed that, you know, what Margo was saying is absolutely right. Like, that's something that is super inexpensive to do. If you're publishing the GMB posts yourself or scheduling them yourself, or hire a blogger, can do it for dirt cheap. Like, you know, my blogger does GMB posts for, you know, about $2 per piece. You can get it for less. But my point is, doing something like that in low competition areas is very likely that you'll start to see the GMB website start to rank for those low competition terms. So remember, if you do all the theme mirroring, the stuff that we teach, then you can also get the G site to rank for that too. So it's like Marco said, if you set everything up correctly in low competition, you probably are not going to need a lot of the ongoing stuff. Content marketing, I think, is critical to continue doing that, because it kind of powers up the whole entity and adds more depth and relevancy to it all. But you might not need as much of the external stuff. So, which is where a lot of the expense comes in.